Hello, welcome. You ask the questions, and I'm here to answer them for my 1,000 subscriber special. Now, I promise you, I've only read about maybe 5% of them, so I don't even know what all these questions are. So I'm just gonna read them as I go. But there is 152 questions to answer. Oh my god! I don't know how many videos this is gonna take me. So let's just jump right into it and get started right away. So, here we go. First question is from Genua Awesome. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I apologize. If you were a furry, what kind of furry would you be, and do you like mudkips? If I was a furry, I would be a big blue giant furry, just like Kamari of Final Fantasy X. And what's a mudkip? I think it's like a Pokemon creature or something, right? Sorry, don't know too much about it. And he says his favorite game of all time is Pokemon Yellow Old School. Cool, cool. Next question is from iHeart Movies. He asks, what got you into LPing in the beginning? A lot of people think that what got me into LPing was actually Nintendo Capri Sun, but in actuality, it was my good friend Kenshin1913. I was looking up Dragon Warrior 1 footage a couple months ago on YouTube when I came upon his Let's Play of Dragon Quest 1, and I was just hooked. I was like, this is a great concept. I didn't realize you could do such thing on YouTube, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a try, and he really helped me get set up on doing it, so thank you so much, man. And in a general statement, what do you think of YouTube as a whole? Another great question. Personally, I love the site. My problem is it's being run, in my opinion, by the wrong company, Google. It's a damn shame because I feel like it was so better back in the day, and just now they changed the whole layout and format of it. I don't know why. I like the old one better. I don't like these new comments. I don't like the new rating system. I don't like anything they've changed in it. It's just a mess in my opinion. So, YouTube is a great site. I just think it's in the wrong hands, personally. And regarding my favorite game, he says his favorite game is Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. Never heard of it? Sounds interesting. And he says, I'd love to see you LP just about any Final Fantasy game. Cool, man. Don't worry. I will be doing my favorite one in the future. So next question is from Average T-Boy. He asks, what's your favorite Pokemon game and why? And do you have a 360? Again, I haven't played too many Pokemon games. I think I played only the original one. I only played about 20 minutes of it, so maybe I'm missing out. It is a cool concept for a game, capturing creatures in the works, but I don't have an opinion. I think I played Pokemon Blue, and that's it. So I can't really say. And do you have a 360? No, I don't. My brother has a 360. I'm not crazy about the library of games that 360 has, so I haven't really gotten too much into it. They do have a few good games, but it's just not like, I don't know, I feel like I got spoiled back in the day with the Super Nintendo. Next question is from the Godzilla 1967 or 1967. He says, what is your favorite video game and what is your favorite movie? My favorite video game, that's a tough one. There's so many good games. I would probably, if I could think of, I don't know if this is definitely my favorite game, but if I could think of one on top of my head, it would be a battle between Zelda Link to the Past and Final Fantasy 3. It's a tough one. There's a lot of other good ones too, like Super Metroid and other stuff, but... And my favorite movie, I didn't really think about that. Let me think about that one. Favorite movie, probably go Goodfellas or one of those old gang movies. But a little more recent, it's still kind of old, but I loved The Butterfly Effect. If you've ever seen that movie, it's weird, sci-fi-ish, and it has Ashton Kutcher, which you'd think it would be like bad because it has Ashton Kutcher, but it's actually awesome movie. Definitely recommend you see if you haven't seen it. He says Final Fantasy 13. I don't know if that means it's his favorite game or if he wants to see me LP it. Oh god. Next question is from PTYCRD. It's not a question actually. He says, I think you should let's play Final Fantasy X too because it doesn't make sense to do the first and not continue the story. Oh god. You know what? I'm not even gonna talk about that right now. I'll get into talking about that later on. Maybe when I finish my Final Fantasy X Let's Play. Next question is from Kiko Slovakia. He writes, who are some of your favorite Let's Players, and what's your favorite Final Fantasy besides the ones you've played? And he would like to see me LP Resident Evil 1 or 2. Cool. My favorite Let's Players, Nintendo Capri Sun, Kenshin 1913. You know, there's just a bunch of them. I'm not gonna sit here and mention them all. I don't have time, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, if I'm gonna go favorites, I have to go start with the two that inspired me. So NCS, Kenshin, and there's more. I just don't have time to go over them all. And my favorite Final Fantasy, besides the ones I've LP'd, which is 10 and Mystic Quest. And Mystic Quest wasn't really one of my favorites, but it was a decent game. Final Fantasy 3 is my favorite Final Fantasy, and 7 is awesome too. So I'm not too crazy about the newer ones, but eventually I'll get into that more. 8, 9, I guess 9 was okay. 8 I hated. I don't know, everyone has different opinions. Okay, and the next question is Rondria. He says I should play Okami. Never heard of it. I think I've seen GT stream it. He says, what's your favorite game console? My favorite game console is actually the Super Nintendo. I think it had the best collection of games for when it was released back in the day. And what kind of music do I like? Actually, I'm not too crazy about the newer music today's day. I did like the late 90s music and the rock and all that, but I'm just not a fan of this pop and I don't know, whatever the hell they have playing on the radio nowadays. It just all sounds repetitive to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old or something. Alright, and next question is... Oh, wait a minute. It's not a question. It's Liam. Liam Aiken Rock says, I love watching some Final Fantasy 6 or 13 is preferable, though. 6 I'll probably do. Don't expect me to do 13 anytime soon. Alright, next question is from Rock Solid. Oh my god. Question number 1. Who's doing your mom? Yeah, hopefully my dad, I guess? I don't know. And if you were stranded on an island with Getsumara and GT, who would you eat or do first? I would choke myself with sand. How does that sound? Okay. Moving on. Umbraphobia says, congrats on 1,000 subs. Thank you very much, man. And he says, for my questions for you, number 1, where do you live? Oh, wait, no. That was this fake question. Real questions. What game has frustrated you the most? Excellent question. And what game have you spent the most game hours in? And I would love to see you LP Final Fantasy 3 or any Pokemon game. The game that has frustrated me the most, no questions asked, no competition, is Spider-Man and the X-Men for the Super Nintendo. I got past the first like 2 stages, and then since from there, that game was absolutely impossible. Play, I dare you. And the game I've spent the most game hours on. Ooh, that is a good one. Wow. It definitely would probably be one of the RPGs. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know what, it's probably gonna be Final Fantasy X, the one I'm LPing right now. That's why it's such a long Let's Play. I'm still not done with it. So yeah, I'll probably say Final Fantasy X. All right, next question is from Eliskar or Elisker. What's your favorite genre of video games, and would you consider yourself a hardcore gamer? My favorite genre is definitely RPG games, and I'm not talking about the new style RPGs. I'm talking about old school, fantasy-ish, Final Fantasy 3 type RPGs. And I definitely would not consider myself a hardcore gamer. I play on occasion. Like right now I'm LPing, so you know I record. When I record, I usually record in sessions, so I'm definitely not a hardcore gamer. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, a game came out, I gotta go get it. I just play as, eventually, you know, if I was a hardcore gamer, I would have an Xbox and a PS3 and a Wii, so. As for an LP, either do Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy X-2, since it's looked down upon, as you could show that, and as you could show it's not as bad as people say. Interesting games. Final Fantasy X-2 we'll talk about later, okay? we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll stream it or something in the future. I don't know. Next question. Blue Bomberino. What do you say? Next plea. You'd be interested in seeing me do A Link to the Past. You never know. Definitely. Like I said, one of my favorite games. What is your opinion on the new generation in the gaming world? Ooh. My opinion is that the new generation, I don't know the best way to put this. Disappointed. Disappointing that it's more about the money now than the actual like effort put into a lot of these games. So I feel like the generation's heading in the wrong direction, but hopefully there's still potential to turn around, but I kind of miss the old school Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis games where there was actually some story involved and whatnot.